So,
Start that again.
That's a good way to start the episode.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's.
Oh, there's another one coming, but it's from the other end, so let's just continue talk over.
Let's start as we need to go on.
Yeah.
So, next one's up is TV.
TV, what we
TV.
missed on the television.
Oh,
Yes.
I have a feeling we missed even more than we did in film.
I feel like it, yeah.
Where do we want to start? Do you want to start here in the good old UK, or do we want to start across the pond?
Let's start in the good old UK, because I don't think there's as much that we've got to talk about in the good old UK. And then we can travel over and, seamlessly just glide on over the ocean.
Doctor Who came back.
It did come back.
Did you watch last season?
I did, actually, in the end. I didn't watch it as it was coming out, but thankfully we weren't doing videos. But I went back and watched it all.
And your impressions?
I was fine with it. It didn't wow me, but then again, it was just a season of Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it should have been anything more or less than just a season of Doctor Who. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm fine with it.
And what did you think of Jodie Whittaker?
I thought she was actually a very good doctor.
Yeah.
I've got to admit, I thought she was actually a very good doctor.
She's a very good doctor.
Yeah.
She's one of... I'm not going to say she's my favourite or anything, but she's a good...
She wasn't Tennant.
No,
but she was.
I think Tennant at this point is the gold standard.
He's just, of our generation at least, yeah.
But I was really happy with the fact that she is such a strong version of that character out of the gate.
Oh yeah,
her first 2 episodes, I think, were really, really good.
She doesn't hold back, and they don't do like these. The Doctor always has like a bit of a dark side, and they don't shy away from that just because it's Jodie Whittaker or anything like that. And I really enjoyed it. Like, it felt like the Doctor. And I think that's the best thing you can do, especially when you're doing such a big change as to change the Doctor's gender. The only thing you can do is just write it as the Doctor, and then just make sure that you don't actually really draw attention to it. And that's what they did.
Well, they kind of made a point of it, though. Like,
like
as she's experiencing new things for the first time, she's like, "Oh, this is new.
Yeah,
I've never done this before.
I've
always been a man, and and I like that because that is how the Doctor would react to something."
Yeah, but at the same time, it didn't feel unnatural. And then when you get the scripts, you could have taken a lot of those episodes and given them to any other Doctor, and they would have just played exactly the same.
Yeah,
and that is, I think, the best way to do it. They haven't written her specifically as a woman; they've just written it as the Doctor, and they just happen to have a woman playing it. Yeah, and that was the best way to do it.
My favorite 3 episodes of last season were her first episode. I think that one did a very good job of establishing everything.
Yep.
The Rosa Parks episode.
That one was a bit tragic, though.
Yeah, but it was.
Yeah.
It was. I think.
Oh, it was just.
It's just, it was hard to watch, and that I think that is when I think the show does really, really well. When it gets people to look at things and think about stuff, it's really important. And like, that's why I also like the Demons of Punjab.
Yeah.
The one where it was set in like India in like the 50s. I like that one because it's the show dealing with something very real.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've had that for a while. The last time I think we had something like that was when we had the Peter Capaldi one where it was the Zygons. And he does that fantastic speech. If you haven't watched it, just look it up on YouTube. It's him talking about war and how you don't know who's going to die at the end of it. It's just a really moving piece of TV.
That was a very good episode, though, that one with the Zygons.
Yeah. And that is why I think I'm happy with this season.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very happy with this season. The one
thing that I didn't like was the finale.
Didn't you?
No. Because I've grown accustomed to there being a season-long story.
Yeah.
And then the finale being where everything kicks off. And you see where everything and we didn't really get that this year. It was very episodic.
Yeah.
It was very slice of life. Like, oh, we're going to chuck her. It was very much traditionally like the old version of the show.
I think that's why I kind of preferred it. It was a bit more back to form, and like I don't think in Capaldi's it necessarily was an entire season. It was like 6 or 7 episodes drawn out in one story, and more of character arcs. But I felt it was very much back to old Doctor Who, and it was good fun. And the ending, I suppose, it felt a little more mundane compared to like things like the Bad Wolf.
That's what I think that was on me. I was expecting something like, because I had, not that long before that, I had done a rewatch from season 1 with like Christopher Eccleston all the way up to that, and you've got like these big grand arcs where like in season 2 you had Torchwood, and in season 3 you heard Mr. Saxon everywhere, and you're like, who's this Mr. Saxon? And it was always that was the thing that I liked about those early seasons, where there were things that were subtly in, and if you were paying attention, you'd be picking up on them. Like I think you get your first mention of Mr. Saxon in the Christmas special of season 2.
Ooh.
With the Rachnos, where they're shooting at the where it's literally just a line from one of the army guys saying, "We've got the clear from Mr. Saxon."
Oh yeah,
and that was the first time you ever heard of him. But it was just, and then you go back retroactively, and you're looking for him in all those episodes. That was what I was expecting this year.
But in a way we got that, but it wasn't. It was a little more mundane than that. But I kind of liked that. Yeah. It felt like, oh, now we're going to continue and it's going to carry on, and we've just got more to show you and more to give. So I quite like that.
I think that's it, really. There's not a lot here in the UK. That's kind of like geeky and nerdy that we want to talk about.
Yeah, that we want to talk about anyway.
Right, let's go across the pond. Where do we want to start? Do we want to go... Let's get it out of the way. Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. It's coming out at the moment. As we're recording this, there's only a few episodes left.
2 episodes left, I think.
Yeah. And I haven't watched any of it. Yeah.
You're one better than me, because I haven't watched any of the show.
You haven't seen any of Game of Thrones?
No. I'm that one person on the internet.
But you'd really like Game of Thrones.
Look, at this point, I'm kind of committed to just waiting it out.
No, fair enough. Well, it is almost over. You might as well wait and buy the box set, I suppose.
Well, that's kind of the logic, and I'm waiting for the hype to... Like, I've done that with Breaking Bad. I'm at the point where I can go and watch Breaking Bad with, like, nobody badgering me about, have you watched Breaking Bad?
But I have heard Breaking Bad is very good.
Yeah. So those are the kind of things that, like, I came to Scrubs late. I came to Scrubs like about when it was in like it finished. I came to Scrubs when it was like.
Well, Scrubs finished about 4 times though.
Yeah. I came back as it was going into that the one that we don't talk about. The season that we
anything after season 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The one we don't talk about at all.
One where he left and then he came back for 4 episodes and then he left.
The stuff with actual JD in that episode, those episodes are really funny. It's just they couldn't get the magic again, and I think that was part of the problem. We're sidetracking anyway.
Yeah.
The stuff that I want to talk about, predictably, is with the DC stuff.
Who would have guessed that?
Who would have guessed that?
I wouldn't have guessed that.
I mean, you are wearing the Stephen Amell jumper today, so...
Yeah, well, it's because it's raining outside and I had to walk an hour and a half here.
Sorry.
It's alright. You live far away.
We are getting just 10 more episodes of Arrow.
And that's going to be it. That's going to be the end of Oliver Queen.
Yeah, and then we are getting... Flash, I think everything else has been renewed for another season. Flash this season has been a bit, how can I put this delicately, inconsistent.
Very delicately put, sir.
It has been somewhat inconsistent.
Yeah.
The actual main cast are as good as ever. Barry's daughter, on the other hand, nothing against the actress, she's just not given a lot to work with. The character is about our age. She's about in her 20s.
Yeah.
But she acts like she's about 12. She's like, you don't listen to me, Mom. You don't listen to me, Dad.
Is that, though, because she is the daughter of the Flash and maybe her aging is sped up?
No.
So maybe she is about 12, but she looks about 20. Maybe
she just makes the same stupid mistakes over and over again. And there's this... Do you care about Flash of this spoilers of this season?
I don't care so much about spoilers because I haven't actually watched Flash since they opened up the parallel universes.
So it's about season 2, so you're about 3 seasons. Okay. She's being manipulated by Eobard Thawne. The bad guy.
I thought you were going to say Eddie Thump for a second.
Eddie Thump. The well-known Flash villain.
I love that villain name. I am Eddie Thump.
No, she's been manipulated by Eobard Thawne.
Okay.
And everybody else is fine that she's been working with Eobard Thawne the entire season. And Barry is like, what? You were working with Eobard Thawne, the guy who killed my mom. Yeah. And then he takes her to the future. He cuts off her connection so she can't come back into the past. And Iris is angry with him that he took her to the future without consulting her. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And she goes, and then she lets slip that she's not got a problem that she was working with Eobard Thawne. And I'm like, how dumb are you?
So basically, the characters are all over the place and they don't quite know where they're going.
Yeah, it's the thing that I got really annoyed with is Iris spent basically an episode saying how horrible Barry was for being angry that his daughter was working with his mother's murderer.
Yeah,
and this guy also was responsible for her ex-fiance's death as well.
Yeah,
and he was a Nazi. At one point.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I haven't got to that part.
In the Crisis in Crisis on Earth X, Eobard Thawne came back and he was a Nazi, and she had no problem with any of that. It's just it really irritated me that one episode. I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch this anymore because the characters are just doing.
That's a bit of a shame because Flash was always. I mean, I know I'm saying that like I haven't actually seen anything since they opened up the universes, but Flash was always the one that seemed like what a comic book TV show should be.
Like, I think the more I think about it, season 1 is probably one of the best seasons for comic book storytelling.
Yeah,
on TV, because the way that they unraveled that mystery and everything. Season 2 did a very good job of it as well, and they raised the stakes and everything. Season 3 kind of dipped, but it was an interesting look at how Barry was as a character. It was it was more of an internal look.
Yeah.
Season 4 was different because he wasn't fighting with someone who... the whole thing was, I have to run faster, I have to run faster. That season was, I am literally fighting someone who can think faster than me and is the smartest man on the planet. That was where that season was interesting. This season is just kind of like...
Yeah,
I feel that there's not a lot going on.
Yeah,
but this is all leading up to Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah,
which for comic book nerds, everybody's just squealing and can't wait.
Well, I know you are.
That flashed up at the end.
Flashed up.
I'm on a roll today.
Yeah, see this guy.
That flashed up at the end of the last one, the Elseworlds crossover, which was a good one as well. I like the Elseworlds crossover. It goes, they'll return in Crisis on Infinite Earths. I'm like,
no.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one. I think, mad prediction, Arrow's ending and in 10 episodes. The Crisis on Infinite Earths normally happens about when they're 10 episodes into the season.
Maybe that's where Arrow dies.
I think that's where he dies.
I think that might be where he dies.
I mean, they might prove me wrong, but I mean, judging from the way that they're going at the moment.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Gotham has ended. We've never really talked about Gotham on this show before because I know you have mixed views on Gotham.
That is putting it very diplomatically.
Yeah.
I've been burnt by Smallville, man. I can't. I got really badly burnt by Smallville.
I really like Gotham. I'm just going to throw it out there. I enjoy it as a TV show.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
you
it has a lot of flaws. It has an awful lot of flaws, and there are so many times I sit there getting annoyed at my TV, but it had a lot of potential, and it's over now, so it never really fully fulfilled any of that potential.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they do a storyline where Poison Ivy went from being like a 12-year-old or something to like a full-grown like woman in her 30s?
And your problem is
just a bit creepy, that, really.
Why? I mean, come on. She was a 12-year-old, and then she woke up after an accident and was 30.
We're going to have to just...
That was fine in my book, you know. But I will say this for Gotham's defense. I have never seen a better version of the Riddler or the Penguin than I have in Gotham.
Okay.
I adore what they do with Oswald Cobblepot, what would they do with Enigma. Alright, they did it far too early in the Batman universe, but it works. It's really good. I really like their characters.
This is a bit of a confession. I watch bits of Gotham on YouTube when I know that something interesting is happening.
Ooh.
So out of context, I know roughly what has been going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's stuff with, like, the Joker.
Yeah.
Almost got me in. It almost got me in, and then I go, the Joker has a twin? What?
Yeah, no, they kind of ruined that.
The Joker's... The not Joker is actually the Joker.
Oh, no.
The Joker's twin.
You see, the thing with Gotham, though, is it's one of those shows where they keep listening to the fans. And the fans don't really know what they want.
Yeah.
So when they announced the show and they said, we're going to do this show about Jim Gordon being a detective in Gotham, people were really excited for a Batman prequel. That wasn't what was intended. So in order to appease the fans, they got lots of Batman villains in there, and then all the fans turned around and went, yeah, but we don't want that. So they kind of changed it and mixed things up. And they keep listening to the fans and then going back on their decisions, which is why when they introduced the Joker, everybody was like, what are you doing? You shouldn't introduce the Joker, give him a backstory. But at the same time, what they did with him was kind of good. And, you know, I didn't hate it, and the guy they got to play him was actually pretty damn good. And
we'll put a button in that one, because he's in something else that I want to talk about later.
Yeah. But then again, when they just... People aren't happy with the fact that they've got the Joker in there and they've done the Joker, so they then do something completely different with it and bring in his twin brother, and I got really annoyed at that point.
Yeah, it's just...
There were so many different ways they could have gone, and so many different better ways they could have gone. I don't know why they went for that.
I think that's got the same problem that I have with Smallville.
Yeah.
In that Smallville was... I mean, they did one thing better than Smallville did. They actually show you Batman at the end.
Yeah.
Smallville, you don't ever see the bugger in the full costume. You just get him in like a really tiny shot where like Obi-Wan is right now, or you get him like in like
I don't know why I checked.
Close-up.
I don't know why you checked that he was there.
What?
Is he still there? He hasn't. No. Alderaan is still in pieces. He's not needed anymore.
But yeah, it's just they at least show him in the costume. It's just by the end of it, I'm like, eh. Let's also talk about, seeing as we're in the kind of comic book vein, all of the Marvel Netflix shows
have all been
cancelled.
All of them.
All of them.
And Sam's not here to defend it, so I don't care.
Well, you know how I said I was going to watch all of them to catch up on Defenders? I didn't get past that Iron Fist episode 1.
No,
I'm still in the middle of Iron Fist episode 1.
I mean, you're saying you want to do that so you can watch Defenders. Why?
Because apparently it's like the Avengers, but I'm like,
it was terrible.
Yeah, like, right, here's a question for you. This is going to light the internet on fire.
Okay.
Which one is better overall?
Oh.
The Marvel Netflix shows?
Yeah.
Or the DCCW shows?
Oh, the DCCW shows.
Look at how quickly he answered that one.
Oh, the DCCW shows. The main reason that I fell out with Daredevil when it was coming out, and the main reason I struggled to actually finish the first season, was because they didn't do anything in those entire episodes that DC hadn't done better in Arrow and Flash. There wasn't anything in those entire episodes that I sat there and went, oh, that's new. I sat there and watched I Saw Arrow do that episode, and it was a lot better when they did it.
My problem with it, and again, I might get hate in the comment section for this one. They're all basically the same character.
Oh yeah, no, they
all four of their main,
the same character.
Their leads, they have different trauma, but they're all doing basically the same thing.
I'm sorry, I do want to just point out that you have just described every superhero in the world.
But
they're all the same, but they just went through different trauma as a child.
No, my problem is, I'm blind and my dad's died. I'm gonna brood. I was psychically manipulated by someone for years and practically raped. I'm gonna brood. Yeah. My parents died. I'm gonna brood. I was experimented on as a kid. I'm gonna brood. Whereas with the Flash, it's my dad's in prison and my mum was dead. I'm gonna try and function as a normal human being and I can't function properly. That is somebody trying to deal with it. Arrow, he does the whole brooding thing.
Yeah,
but then when you get to Supergirl, she's her whole planet's dead. Let's get in that perspective. Everybody she knows dead. Still a normal functioning human being.
And when DC are the fun ones, you've got a problem.
It's like, this is completely tangential. It's like on the movie version. They're all happy-go-lucky with Marvel, and then they get to this side, and they're dark and they're brooding. But Marvel fanboys love that. They're it's because you see the underlay, you see beneath the surface. I'm like, that's what the other guys have been doing, you hypocrite.
No, I'm not a fan, and as I say, I'm not that fussed that they've all been cancelled.
Yeah. Give it about 2 years, because that's the way that the contracts work. They have to wait about 2 years before they'll be on Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus will inevitably do a Daredevil show, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then it might actually matter for the entire thing.
It would be part of the canon, because, everybody was going on about all these shows and, you're going to get Daredevil in the Avengers. Where was he? Where was he in Endgame?
In fairness to them, you got one crossover with the TV shows and the films.
Did you?
Yes, you did. In Endgame. Not spoil it. You see Jarvis. From the Agent Carter.
Yeah, from the Agent Carter show.
For a
brilliant.
minute.
Yeah. And don't forget, Agent Carter herself was in Endgame.
Oh,
brilliant.
Biggest crossover ever.
That's the one they brought across.
We'll get to that one later. But you wanted to talk about Rick and Morty.
Yes, I did want to talk about Rick and Morty.
So let's talk about Rick and Morty.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it in too much detail as to what we've seen, because
we are doing another video.
Yeah, we're doing another video.
So... I know we're promising you a lot.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to be seeing a lot in the next couple of weeks, because...
Yeah.
But we're teasing you right now.
Yeah, we are teasing you right now because somebody has been watching Rick and Morty, and as we all know, I am a huge fan of Rick and Morty. I adore it. I'm literally my favorite. It's literally my favorite TV show that's coming out at the moment. In terms of the latest series, I didn't think it was quite as good as it could have been in terms of season 3.
Okay.
It had its potential, but my problem with Rick and Morty is the fact its lack of direction. And I know that's part of the show, is the fact that it's nothing matters, nothing what you do matters, and it's very nihilistic. So asking it to have a direction as to where it's going is a bit hypocritical. But they clearly have an idea. They clearly have an idea with little things like Evil Morty that keeps cropping up every now and again. Yeah. So I'm trying to say certain things, and I'm not entirely sure where he is, so don't want to spoil too much. But the best news that Rick and Morty has is the fact that they now have 70 episodes commissioned, and that's where I'm really excited, because it's not like they've been commissioned for 2 more series or something. They can do more series, but they've got 70 episodes, and for them I feel like that's fantastic, because the biggest thing is that lack of direction the show's going. With the unsecure future, they haven't really been able to say, we're going to explore this character, or we're going to explore this plot. And now that they've got 70 episodes, they can finally put in an actual direction into the show. And that's what I'm really excited for, as to where they're going to go with it.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to shy away from the episodic nature of it and the whole, nothing matters.
Yeah.
But with 70 episodes, they can do so much.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to it.
You're a big fan of anime as well, seeing as we're kind of in that same.
Yeah, seeing as we're on the animation route, I really like my anime.
He does like his anime.
And I know exactly where he's going.
Were you aware, Daniel, that they are doing a Cowboy Bebop live-action TV series?
You made me aware.
Now, up until about 20 minutes ago, you hadn't seen the cast for this one, had you?
No, I hadn't seen the cast for this one. Show me again.
So, the cast for Cowboy Bebop is... Now, you're going to have to explain who these characters are to me, because I have never watched any of these.
No. It is my favourite anime of all time. I just do want to clarify that right now.
Yeah. So John Cho,
he's going to be playing Spike Spiegel, who is the main character of the show.
Is he basically Han? If you had to put it into Star Wars terms.
Yeah, if I had to Star Wars it up for you, I'd say he was Han.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he's got his partner.
Then he's got his partner, Jet, who is essentially, I suppose, Chewie in the...
who's played by Mustafa Shakir.
Yeah.
Who was in... he was the main villain in the Luke Cage season 2. I don't know what that says about him. Apparently he's good. And then you've got Daniela Pinda.
Is that how you're going to go with it?
I'm going to go with that one.
Pinda.
I'm sorry if we're butchering your name.
Also, hello.
Hello.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Yes.
Like and subscribe. Down there. Comment. Sorry.
You're one of them people.
I am.
Yeah. No, she's going to be playing Faye Valentine.
Okay.
Who is a character they pick up, essentially, sort of halfway through the show.
Okay.
She has an interesting backstory as Faye. She's probably got one of the more interesting backstories out of any of the characters. Yeah.
And then you've got Alex Hassel.
Playing Vicious.
Yes. I am going to point this out. He has a magnificent chin. As somebody with a very weak chin, I'm quite jealous of that,
actually. You could iron a shirt on that bad boy.
Yeah, I mean, this is awkward now. We're just making fun of people now.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to it? Are you dreading it?
No. Well, it's always interesting to see different interpretations of something like this. And if you are going to do live action anime, I suppose Cowboy Bebop's not a bad one to go with.
I mean, at least they've got two of the four leads are Asian.
That is a bonus.
That is a bonus.
They
did one thing that Ghost in the Shell didn't do.
Yeah, that is...
that came on the other day, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, no, that's just not worth it at all.
I think I pointed out to you...
It started out all right.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah.
I just... Yeah. All right. Seeing as we're kind of in this vein...
Yeah.
We've got another show that I've got to talk to you about. Batman Ninja.
Oh, no.
We're going to do a separate episode on this because...
Oh, no.
It's just fun.
I have refused so far.
It
does look quite fun, but
it's
also
insane.
I'm a grumpy. So I'm not going to watch it.
Seeing as we're kind of in the Netflix realm as well, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't mention this. The Witcher TV series with Henry Cavill.
Yes,
bringing it back round to Superman.
And no witches.
Well, actually, there are witches in The Witcher because I played that. So I found out that The Witcher was going to be a TV series.
Yeah.
So I decided to do my due diligence and play The Witcher 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a big game.
There's a big game.
That's a very big game.
There's a big game.
And they released the first look of Henry Cavill.
I haven't actually seen this. Let's have a look. Ooh.
when you compare it to that, I mean, I love Henry Cavill. Don't get me wrong.
Oh.
He's a very good Superman. But the wig they have put him in is awful. God. It's almost as bad as what they did to him in Justice League with the mustache. God. It's not good.
No, that's not.
And considering Geralt as a character is kind of not that. It's just like
he looks too clean.
When they did the screen test for it,
yeah,
and he walks out of the shadows into it, and I'm like, okay, I could imagine him do it because there's fan art of him looking really good at it. The first thing that I noticed was the wig, and the look on his face was just like, I'm not comfortable with this.
He looks too clean. He looks too.
He needs to have a little bit more stubble.
Yeah,
which we know he can do.
Yes, but will they let him?
Will they CGI
they will CGI it out. Can't have this.
Yeah. So that's the thing that happened. Anything else you want to mention?
Sorry, stroking my beard.
I mean, you can grow one. I've got kind of like this. It's not as good. Yeah. It's fuzzy.
It's a chin hider.
It's a chin hider.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to mention?
Well, no, we covered Gotham, Rick and Morty.
I think we covered everything.
I think we've covered most things.
So if you like what we do here, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of those things, please. We're trying to make this a thing now. Come on, please. And that's it for now. We'll see you in the next one. Lovely. Bye.